So, I wanted to tell you all this bike story about how my wife and I we went to Hiram, Georgia, and we bought these bikes by virtue of these turntables I had. I had some vinyl turntables. I had two Technique 1200 MK2s, which are like kind of standard type of thing that most people use. Anyway, the point is this: that we bought these bikes and we traded the money that I made from the turntables in order to acquire the bikes because my health needed it. We need to be moving our bodies. My body's getting stiff, and the thing is the more flexible and the more active I am, the better my body is. When you grow up doing so many sports and so many different things, 2 to 3 to 4, 5 different extracurricular activities, your body remembers that. So the less that you do, the more you're kind of feeling like, man, I need to get back into it, And so we acquired these bikes, and one of the bikes was scrubbing against the body of the frame in the back. So I don't know if this guy put on like not the right tire size or what it may have been. But we were just trying to get into a state of like, oh my God, like, let's not worry about all these things that we're noticing that happen from the transaction. So that happened on one of the bikes when I was riding it the other day. And then the day after that, I'm riding the other one and I'm flying down this hill, and all of a sudden the brakes give out. And so I'm reaching with my Doc Martens with my boots to stop the bike, and thinking to myself once again, like, and talking to my wife about it because she was taking some photography for me today at one of our favorite spots.
This reminds me of a day that I've never seen before.
And it was just like, man, like, why can't people just be transparent about something? The gentleman rides bikes, and it's like, how do you not know that this was happening? But I gotta say that, while streaming in the Victory World Church today during a corporate Bible study, a lady spoke about holding on to grudges or unforgiveness in your heart, and realizing that, you owe that forgiveness to the way that you feel about somebody and what's going on and what you're going through, in order that you might be able to move on, be set free, and have that clear mind so that God can operate in and through you. And so also it's kind of like, you also have to remember that it's like not my way, but God's way. We want things to happen in a certain type of way. And there's been so many, to be honest with you, the turntables that we bought, they came and an individual actually took off the needles off of the turntables. And I expressed to Mega at Beat Lab that I kind of hate when people do that. You know what I mean? Not that I should be hating, but it's I told him, I said, my analogy of this is like somebody selling you a car and then they take the wheels off the car and sell them separately, so that you end up buying this like car with no wheels. And so I thought to myself, like, when I was selling the turntables back to him, I said, man, no, I don't want to keep I don't want to keep the needles. I want somebody to have it and be able to move immediately, as if the bike said it was ready to ride when we acquired it, which it wasn't, which is okay. And so, but next point is that I also want to write a simple song. I find myself in my music wanting to really get into a really nice sense of deep worship. I want to write a very beautiful song to God. And last but not least, I want to thank God for placing encouraging people around me, iron sharpening iron. I realized that, while I was hanging out with my wife and my mother-in-law, our god sister, Rakia Stone, sent me an encouraging message to tell me to focus on what I'm doing and don't worry about feeling like you're lonely, because God is there. And when you have a dream, you have to push forward, and many people won't believe it until they see it. So I just want to thank everybody, and mainly thank God, and remind all of those dreamers and achievers out there to keep pushing even when nobody sees you. It takes people a long time to catch on, and a lot of people to know a long time to get ready to notice it. So peace, y'all.